Hello everyone, this is Do. Today I wanted to share with you the place that I grew up, so you learn a little bit about me and you know more about what's up and who I am, where I come from. So let me show you around. This is my kibbutz where I grew up. So yeah, it's very peaceful now. It's Saturday, Shabbat. Everyone is in their home with their families. This kibbutz name is 𝕨𝕠𝕟𝕜 in the Dead Sea. This is where I grew up when I was just a little boy all my life until I was 18, walking around in this grass pitch where we used to play soccer and all the other games. Catch each other. It was the different games. We had a different kind of playground, not this newer plasticky one, but more like a wooden one. But basically it kind of stayed the same, I guess. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about how my childhood and how it was for me, again, so we get to know each other better. And hopefully, I don't know, maybe I already know you watching this video, but maybe we get to know each other like this more. So first of all, barefoot, that's the that's the standard around here, walking on the grass, walking in these little trails of the kibbutz. This is where kind of like the whole secretary and management of the kibbutz goes. This is kind of the infirmary over there, and there's over there a lot of other stuff. We have chickens here, we have cows, we have a lot of agriculture, we have a lot of date trees like this, like you can see. We have actually a big date palm field, one of the biggest agricultural date fields in Israel. And we have a beach on the Dead Sea, so there was tourism. When I grew up, there was a water park. We had a water park, so I used to go like 3 times a week to a water park, get in for free, playing all the things. And kibbutz, by the way, is a little village. It's like very similar to an eco village, I guess, in today's terms. But back then, when they were created, even before, when Israel really started, there was all these communist, like young communist Russian Jewish kids that came from Russia, basically, and all these and the Soviet Union, and they came to Israel and they established these kibbutzes, which were communes at first. Like most of them are still, but a lot of them are not anymore. But they established these communes, and that's where like a group of young people in their 18, 19, 20, like this, they started to work and go in the middle of nowhere, basically. Like this kibbutz is in the middle of the desert, in the Judean desert, in the Dead Sea. So there was nothing around here for miles. And I have pictures of my parents, like with shovels, like basically creating this in the 70s. And so they started this in the 70s. Today it's a very successful kibbutz. It's very well managed. It's very successful economically and all that. It's very beautiful. So over there in the background you can see the mountains. I don't know if you can see it. It's a bit foggy today. But yeah, it's all around us. Oh, there you go. You see them over there. All around us it's kind of like desert and mountains and Dead Sea. Very peaceful and quiet, if you can hear. The Dead Sea is right over there. It's like 5 minutes drive. And so kibbutzes are a lot of these groups, these young communist groups that established a lot of the first settlements in Israel, and they had this like Soviet communism spirit, so everything was shared together. Actually, I didn't grow up like that, but most of the kibbutzes in the beginning, all the kids grew up in a kindergarten of their own and stay there 5 days a week, basically, which is a bit extreme sometimes. But today it was not like this anymore. When I grew up, like I grew up in my parents' house. We had a little house like this. Actually, this was my apartment when I was 18, or no, sorry, after university. When you're 18, yeah, you get an apartment here, like a little apartment, and this old apartment they stayed from back then. So this apartment specifically, when I was after university, I came back here and lived here another year, and the kibbutz was pretty fun. See here, this was my living my yard with this big old tree. Even as a kid, my friend had this exact tree, like you see here. Like this tree, alone. It's alone. I don't know how to say it in English. And we used to climb it all the time. It was like basically half of my life on the tree, climb it with my friends and climbing the roofs like a bunch of Mowgli's, basically, like, you know, the Jungle Book, Mowgli. And so until today, people call me like this. It's funny because of the hair. And yeah, it's really peaceful to grow up here. See the mountains in the background, the Judean mountains. This is kind of the young, more like the young people area in the kibbutz. Like the older folks, the families, they have more like more nice houses, I guess. Like they're really beautiful. Also, my sister, I have here a really nice house. She stayed here. But this area is more like the older part of the kibbutz. This is actually how the kibbutz used to look like. A lot of the first settlements have these old houses. A lot of the kibbutz today in Israel have these. They kept all these old houses. And yeah, so the purpose of the kibbutz was to kind of settle Israel and to guard. And you know, they were also like drying up the swamps and, you know, settling in the desert where there's nobody. It's like really flourishing the land that was basically a desolated land. And so, מה קורה? עושה פה סרטון בדיוק. And yeah, a lot of the kibbutzes were kind of these really nice places of a bunch of hippies, and they were working really hard, like in agriculture mostly. Here also in the beginning it was mainly agriculture. Then later in the 90s and stuff they had more tourism, but and everything was shared. You know, I used to go to the dining room where you saw in the beginning and just grab a bunch of food. Like everyone eats together usually there, but sometimes, you know, if you want to eat in your house, like your mother, Saturday my mother used to send me there, bring some vegetables, so I just grab a bag and fill it with vegetables, you know, like everything free basically, except the mini market. Then there you register whatever you take, but usually that was also like, you know, you just register it, you don't really have money. So until I was 13 I almost didn't touch money ever, except when we're going to the mall in Jerusalem. Eventually that's where I study in Jerusalem. And by the way, now it's winter here. It's like December, and I'm walking up with like a t-shirt. This is where all the young people live, where we lived, all of our friends in this like little community here when we were like 18, 19, 20s, early 20s. Super nice to be here. We're like partying all the time, getting drunk, hookahs, smoking weed. Such a good time. So much partying, and like all the time we sit here, we pregame basically, and then go up to Jerusalem. Like one person grabs a van and everyone is like jumping into the van and going out to different parties around Israel. When I was 13, I was starting to study in Jerusalem in like middle school and high school. And and then my life kind of changed, like exposing myself to the city and all the city kids, and it was like a shitty high school, so a lot of arsim, like a lot of not so good kids over there. Oh, it was a lot of good kids, like I have a lot of great friends still from there, but I don't know, I mean, I guess it was okay. It wasn't that shitty, but like it was kind of made me badass, I guess. Like you needed to really survive there. There was a lot of fights and stuff. It was really different from studying here in the kibbutz. We have a school here, so it's, I used to study here in school for 6 years, in like first grade until I was 12. This again, like young kids apartment, sometimes young families living here. This is kind of one side of the kibbutz, I guess. One corner. It's kind of big. There's a lot of different areas, different vibes. Some of them more family and big houses. This is more the young people area and stuff. We have, of course, the bomb shelters here, like in every place in Israel. And yeah, that's kind of where I grew up. This atmosphere, a lot of good friends. I used to grow up with a group of boys, so we're like 10 guys. There was some girls also there, but very like masculine, manly kind of group of kids to grow up with. So we play soccer a lot, and we did a lot of stuff. Sometimes we used to organize games like capture the flag in this whole, around the whole kibbutz. It was insane. It was really fun, like 40 kids going around the whole kibbutz capturing the flag. And a lot of times we go to the mountains, we just explore. When it's winter, there's a lot of floods, and it's really beautiful to see a flood going through the desert. And yeah, that's it basically. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give you a little sample. And yeah, feel free to write something down here, to share something about yourself, and just send me a message, say hello. Okay, ciao for now.